Hello, everybody, and what we're going to talk about this evening is why do certain people reincarnate? And I'm not talking about the certain beings that have reincarnated to experience and different things like that. Sometimes we can cross beings that is actually in this life, in this field, and they're so dark and so like, wow. And then you'll have the other beings that seem to have no purpose, no nothing. Like, what are they even doing here? And those are the type of beings that we're going to talk about, not the ones that actually are here to experience, that contribute to the world and contribute to just the all in everything. We're not talking about them. We're talking about all the rest. And sometimes the beings that seem destructive or in that type of area, sometimes they reincarnate because in other previous lives or other existences, they refused to kind of like change their ways or change, some of their behavior. And when they reincarnate, it's almost like a chance to right the wrongs that they have did in all those other lives. But when you come to this life, you don't remember. So what you do is you continue to make those mistakes. And I have to take off the mistake, because if you're harming someone, if you're like damaging them in some way, and you have been doing this over your whole existence almost, because there is beings like that, and we call them negative beings, or we got different titles for them. But if they continue to do that, that is not an accident. That is them completely in totality choosing. And some of the beings that is for, higher good and all those type of things need to be careful of those beings. Some of those beings come in the form of your husbands, your wives, your friends, your family members. And some of us actually get stuck in these families, and I would say stuck because it's a whole ordeal and a whole process that goes into the stages of you actually reincarnating into this realm, this matrix, and I can get deep on you guys, but I'm not going to do it in this video. We're going to keep on focusing on all the negative beings that have come here. They don't really realize that they have come here to actually change their ways, because they have spent their whole entire existence in straight demonstrous behavior. This is not their first time around, and you can kind of tell that by the energy field, by how they talk to you, by how they interact with people. No matter what you do, you cannot please them. Some of them have visited your personal businesses and different type of things, and they just seems like they're destructive beings. And these are beings that you should always be mindful of. Information is everything. And when you know about a being and when you know about certain things, you know how to protect yourself. Do not be naive and think that this is a place of gameplay just because some people use the words imagination or fantasy or Maya and things like that. It's no game here. We experience heartache, hardship, loss, death, all those type of things, and they're not always easy to take. None of them is easy to take. So that right there will let you know that this is no game field. It might be a game field for a game board, far as life and how you choose your pieces and things like that, but it is no game. You know, you have to take this life serious and take it like this is the last one. This is your last ride. And I would say that to any negative being, take it serious, because you don't know if this is your last time around, if you will ever get another one, you know? I think sometimes some beings take this life for granted. Not saying that you're supposed to go around and just be happy, happy, happy all the time, but just be mindful to how you treat people. Sometimes you need to dive deep or go deeper into your past. Look at your Akashic records. Look at all the things that you may have done to affect other people. You know these things by some of the things that's actually occurring in your life, how you affected them in another life. All your pieces is around you, you know, all the beings that you come in contact with, even me, we have had interactions in other past lives, you know, and depending on how I make you feel, that lets you know what kind of interactions we have had. You know, that's just, and that goes for other beings too. Depending on who you meet, how they make you feel, your body tells you everything, your heart tells you everything, your stomach tells you everything. It is always talking to you to let you know if you know a being. You know, some people meet their so-called twin flames and soul mates, and they feel like they know them their whole lives and things like that. Your clues is all here, you know, and no matter what you're going through, it's always a way to find out more about self. And that's the whole thing about here. It's finding out about yourself, admitting you're wrong. You know, a lot of us have a problem with admitting that we are wrong, that we don't always get things right. And once you go through that shadow work, you're going to find that there is a lot of things that you may have done wrong. But long as you attempt to fix those things, then you can move past them. You cannot hide from them. There is nothing in this realm that will allow you to hide from yourself. Everything is placed in front of you. All the hardships, all the wrongs, all the people that you have ever come in contact with are disguised or embodied into these other vessels. You know, you have interactions with them. Some of them may appear as your mother. Some of them may appear as me. Some of them may appear as your father or your husband or your brother or your baby, all that stuff. You have been dealing with these beings over eternity, you know, a long, long, long time. And they all have something to teach you about you. And you have to look at those things and look at those beings and kind of figure out, what is the lesson they're trying to teach me? What are they trying to say about my past life with them, their interaction? You know, look, pay attention to your feelings, pay attention to where you live, pay attention to what you're into, pay attention to some of the things that they're into and what they're about. Maybe you're supposed to cut ties in order for you to ascend to another level. You know, this land and this place does give you information about you and the interaction that you have had with other beings. So that's what I'm gonna sum this video up. Far as just talking about negative beings and some of the reasons that they might be here and this and so forth. And you guys, you know that I have all type of services, far as readings and just all type of things to help you ascend to another level. So contact me if you need any of those things and any and everything that flows through this mind. I will try, as usual, to let you know.